What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in the Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
Governor Gavin Newsome with the most I don't give an F answer of all time. And I'm glad that Anderson Cooper had enough common sense to ask the common sense question. Now, the Palisades fire has recently entered the top 20 most destructive wildfires in California history, guys. So to see their governor smiling, it's kind of an insult. Are those teeth real? Or are they veneers? Anyway, there's also the matter with their mayor, who was said to have been missing in action when these fires started. And we're also going to cover the heartbreaking loss that people there are going through and what they're saying to their local government. But here's a hint. None of them are too happy with the leadership in California. But let's go ahead and start with these leaders and how the term accountability seems to be missing from their dictionaries. I mean, just take LA's Mayor Karen Bass, for instance. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hitting the like button. Oh, and thank you so much for all of you guys hitting the link in the description and joining us over on our Twitter page, on our X account. We're growing the channel over there. Or I don't even know if it's a channel or a page or it's subscribers or followers, whatever the case. Join me over on X. I'll leave a link for you guys down below. Let's jump in.
Do you know if your house is still standing? And just from an emotional standpoint, like I said, how are you feeling right now?
It's a great question. I think for those of us that have children, or for those of us that have other people who are relying on you, we put on a tough face and we move forward. We have to pretend like nothing's happened. I don't know if our house is still there. What I can tell you is I have a photo of our neighbor's house, which is gone. Oh. I have a photo of the neighbor's house across the street, which is gone. I don't know if our house is there, but I can tell you that we're okay. And all I know is that the people that are in the Palisades, I hope that they are safe. But we have questions. We have questions. I know where I am right now, but I don't know where my mayor was when this was happening.
Mm. You know, Rachel, the other thing...
I do know now where she was, but I'm born and raised in Los Angeles. I spend my life worrying about when the earthquakes come, when the Santa Ana winds come. I plan my trips around this. If I'm in charge, I'm going to figure out how people need to get in and out of a city like Pacific Palisades. If I'm in charge, I'm going to tell you. I care about you. I'm going to tell you where the roads are to get from here to there. Nobody told us. Nobody told us where to go, what to do. I didn't even have an evacuation order. The video that you, I hope, see, we did not have an evacuation order at that time. So I love the fire department. I love our fire personnel. We need more. Where were they?
Rachel, you are raising...
I don't know where they were. And I can tell you, I'm on group chats with my daughter's preschool parents. Probably 7 out of the 15 in our classroom all lost homes.
Wow.
And so you ask about emotional toll. I can't even answer that question yet. I can still sit here with a smile because I don't know what's going on. I can still sit here, but I don't know. The answer to what's the emotional toll that I'm going through right now, I don't know. And 50 Rachel, years, 49 for me of being born and raised in the Palisades, hardworking family. Everyone who lives in the Palisades is there because they love the Palisades. And for someone to be in charge of my town, where were you?
You're certainly
Where were you when the decisions should have been made on how to get in and out of places? When the fire, I wish she were sitting across from me to answer these questions. She's not. And so I don't have an answer for you what my emotional toll is today, because I can tell you what the weather patterns are. Your meteorologist can tell you. If you live here and you run a city, figure it out. If you want to be the mayor of a city like Los Angeles, you're in charge of some really important things, and you just let it go.
Now, just an FYI, LA Mayor Karen Bass, she took a trip to Africa just before the fire started. This is a move that's just so despicable that even Democrats are telling her about how much she effed all this up. The Los Angeles Times owner Patrick Soon-Shiong, he had a few words for Bass. In a post on X, he said, "Fires in LA are sadly no surprise. Yet the mayor cut LA Fire Department's budget by $23 million. And reports of empty fire hydrants, they raise some serious concerns. Competence matters." Now, I want to go go ahead and show you guys this clip that shows just how badly they were prepared for this. I mean, you got firefighters using traffic cones to put out fires. Like, how insane is that? But I want you guys to hear how Bass explains herself about, her cutting millions of dollars from the budget of firefighters in her Los Angeles. And do you know that this is a chance interview? It wasn't planned. It was pure luck that a reporter from Sky News was in the same flight as her as she just got back to LA.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
Now, to this reporter, thank you. I mean, this is the kind of questioning that's needed, not just for Democratic leaders, but for everybody across the board, really. I mean, we need some accountability here. But here's what the mayor had to say after she finally arrived to assess the damage that has wreaked havoc in Los Angeles.
This is going to be an effort of all of us coming together, and we have to resist any effort to pull us apart. In terms of my flight home, I was on a military flight, as I mentioned, which allowed me to be in constant communication. I was on the phone, on the plane, almost every hour of the flight. So although I was not physically here, I was in contact with many of the individuals that are standing here throughout the entire time. When my flight landed, immediately went to the fire zone and saw what happened in Pacific Palisades. Thank you.
Now, to be honest, guys, I think this is more of a preparation issue than her not being there. I mean, in all honesty, even if the LA mayor was there, what's she gonna do? Grab a cup and help the firefighters put out the fire? I mean, come on. Although the optics do look pretty bad given the fact that she didn't even acknowledge the people that are suffering right now. Now, speaking of which, I have a few of them that you guys need to listen to because it's pretty safe to say that their mayor's not talking to them right now.
All of the old town, the iconic Altadena Old Town, is gone. Our museum is gone. That'll hit me in a while. It took my wife and I almost 40 years to put it together, but it's the way it is, so we'll go on.
His home right behind me, it's still, parts of it have flames still burning here. It's been going all morning long. He's been here for 60 years, raised his kids in this house. I mean, what are you feeling when you see your house like this now? What you say? How do you feel looking at this morning?
I'm going to break down again. That's what I feel. It's my whole life.
Everything was in there. So lost everything.
You shape up. You're supposed to be a support. Anyway, I'm okay. I'll be okay. I'm tough, and we'll start over. Even though I'm 91 years old, I'll start over again.
Good deal. And what is your message to your neighbors that are going to be coming back just like you?
I would say that whatever happens to their property, we're just glad that they're safe and they've survived this along with us. And
thank you for all the personnel that are here that are fighting the fire. It's just amazing, and thank you to all of them and to you. We're spreading the news, even though it's bad.
But despite these painful clips, California's Governor Gavin Newsome continues to play politics, something that's not going to go over too well with the people, with President-elect Donald Trump now calling for him to leave his position as governor due to this neglect.
The catastrophic wildfires in Los Angeles County quickly turned political. On Wednesday, President-elect Donald Trump blamed California Governor Gavin Newsome for decisions Trump thinks made the fires worse.
This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor And you could say the administration, they don't have any water.
The president-elect initially posted on the platform Truth Social, claiming the governor refused to sign a water restoration declaration, something Newsome says does not exist. Trump apparently referring to debates over water flow in the Delta, claiming Northern California could send more water down south. On Wednesday morning, Governor Newsome toured the devastation in Pacific Palisades. The governor had this to say about Trump's attacks.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, it's, people are literally fleeing.
We spoke with Cal State East Bay political science professor Dan V. Lee about the timing of the back and forth remarks.
I think that wildfires and natural disasters are always going to be political because it has to do with federal funding.
During Trump's first presidential term, he was also critical of California's fire management plans. And on the campaign trail, just this past October, he threatened to withhold funds over water issues.
And we'll say, Gavin, if you don't do it, we're not giving you any of that fire money that we send you all the time for all the forest fires that you have.
So what does this mean as Trump enters his second presidential term?
I think the state just needs to be prepared for not having federal funds. I think that we have to be smart and creative in ways that we can protect our people here.
Listen to how mainstream media is calling these remarks from the president as attacks, even though a lot of people in California consider it the truth. Newsome didn't do what Trump said years ago because he played his political game against the then president. And notice that they didn't even talk about the mayor, Karen Bass, cutting the budget of the fire department, because at the end of the day, it has to be Trump's fault, right? Well, Trump's number 47. Even Vice President Kamala Harris has had to face the truth. In fact, I covered this in a previous live stream where she's completely embarrassed by her own colleagues. I also talked about Nancy Pelosi's walker. So yeah, it'd be best if you just go ahead and check that video out. But as always, appreciate you guys hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.